Good morning. Happy Saturday. I want to talk to y'all about one of the hardest tasks that was ever assigned to a person, a human being. And that is being a mother, being a parent. It is a hard thing. It is definitely one of the toughest assignments that I've ever been given, especially when you're raising two boys, black boys, in the city of Chicago. Even for girls, oh my God, it's hard. So I want to encourage parents today to let you know that prayer does work. How you raise your kids does play a role in how they turn out. We try to spoil them, give them everything we never had. And unfortunately, all it does a lot of times is make them ungrateful and entitled. When you don't have to work for anything and people just give you, you feel entitled to it. Everything I've ever had all my life, I've worked for it. I started working at 16 years old doing volunteer work, and then 17 years old as a paid worker. And back in those days, I think minimum wage was $3.65, I think, maybe even $3. Maybe even $3.45. Like, who pays somebody? Who pays somebody that amount of money to work? Like, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So, again, talking about parenting, it's one of the hardest jobs I've ever had to do. I wouldn't call it a job. I would call it an assignment. I love my children. I know they love me. Although they can be irritating as hell sometimes, I know they love me. And I am so grateful to have them in my life because they make me strive. I always try to give them something to be proud of. I made a lot of mistakes that I had to apologize about. And parents, that's one thing we need to learn to do. We need to learn to apologize to our children. Because we're not perfect, we have made mistakes, we have had them around toxic relationships, toxic friendships. We have been more stern than caring, more strict than understanding. So we need to learn to apologize to our children because some of us do owe them an apology. And like I spoke about with where we live and how a lot of us live, it's hard living in Chicago being black. It's hard living in consistent poverty. So instill great things in your children. Teach them how to earn money while they're young. Even with their chores, once they're old enough to do chores, give them a few dollars and tell them, if you remember to do your chores, I'll give you allowance. Stuff like that so they can know how to earn money versus always feeling entitled, thinking people are just supposed to give them things. And with all the materialistic things that are being, glorified today, in today's times, they definitely need to earn that. I've seen kids with iPhones that I ain't never heard of, and they haven't worked a day in their life. So why you got an iPhone 17 and you ain't went to work not one day? And I think I still got the iPhone 10. I don't know. iPhone 11. Hell, it might be the iPhone 7. I don't know. So why are these kids walking around with iPhone 17s and they never worked a day in their life? They wear all these materialistic clothes and purses, and that's fine. It's fine to like all those things. Can you afford it though, is the question. So again, with all the op music and wretched female music, it's kind of hard to keep your kids grounded and to, teach them how not to run after clout or, to worry about what people think or say about them. In this day and age, it is hard. It is really hard. So raising kids in today's day and age can be difficult. So talk to them and not at them. Speak in a calm tone, although sometimes it's hard because they irritate. Speak in a calm tone. Don't yell at them. Definitely discipline them when needed. Definitely show them tough love when needed, because what I've learned, if all we do is rescue these kids, they will never know how to survive. They will never know how to use critical thinking or figure things out on their own. So please, please, please make sure that you are disciplining your children. I've learned that sometimes you got to pull back and just let them be who they are, let them learn from their mistakes. And it's hard because we don't want our kids to go through what we've been through. We don't want them to learn the hard way. We don't want them out in these streets just all willy-nilly, but sometimes we have to let them grow, make their own mistakes, and learn from them. They may be some hard mistakes, but they got to learn from it. Pray for your kids, support them. Stuff that we think are not important to them is important. Stuff that we think is important to them is not important. Like all these extravagant birthdays that we try to give them. Sometimes we just want a hug, or for you to tell them you love them, or for you to spend quality time with them, away from your man, away from your boo, away from your friends, away from your phone, away from your iPad. Sometimes they just want love and TLC, tender love and care. So, again, parenting can be hard. It is also as hard as we make it. So remember to instill great things in your children from the time they are young. There is nothing wrong with taking a parenting class or an early childhood education class to help you on the journey of parenting. I think my early childhood education class was the best class I've ever taken. It taught me a lot about kids, and their growth process and how important things are that we never would have thought was important, or that our parents did not think was important. So pray for your children. Show them healthy relationships. Make sure that the people around you are not doing and saying any and everything in front of your children. Abusive relationships definitely destroy our children. Allowing your children to see you misused and abused, make them lose respect for you. So be mindful of what you have around your children. Please, please, please be mindful. I know it's hard when we're in relationships where we love a person, and we should not allow our kids to dictate who we are with, or who we want to be in a relationship with. But in the same token, if it's destroying your children or messing with their mental health or destroying them emotionally, maybe you need to take a second look at the person you're in a relationship with, or maybe you're the toxic person. So again, parents, I'm not a perfect parent. I'm in my 50s still learning how to be a good parent. But please, 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 parents, parenting is not easy. Don't beat yourself up about it. But do understand that our kids need us no matter what age they are. And we should always love and support them, and not rescue them, but definitely support them and be there for them. Thank you for listening to Real Conversations with Felicia Michelle, and I will chat with you soon. Again, you have an amazing day and enjoy your Saturday. I apologize for the dim light. I am out and about, but you have a wonderful day. And remember that parenting is not easy. Don't beat yourself up about it, but always be the best you that you can be for your children and in front of your children. Have a good one.